are going to cover some of the subtopics under the Compton scattering article. So the first one is to find the relation between theta and phi. As we have done that, theta is the angle which is made with the horizontal axis by the scattered photon. So the incident photon is moving, it is propagating along the positive x-axis if you say, and the scattered photon makes an angle of theta with this horizontal axis, and phi is the angle which is made by the electron with the horizontal axis after the interaction, or you can say after the collision with the photon. So first of all, what is the initial momentum of the photon? Initial momentum means the momentum of the photon before the interaction. So as we have denoted this momentum by p vector. So p vector is the initial momentum of photon, and this is given by h nu divided by c. So nu is the frequency of this incident photon, and this momentum, since I have written it in a vector form, so on the right hand side also I have to denote its direction. So in this case, if I say this is the positive x-axis direction, and this one will be positive y-axis direction, this one will be negative y-axis, and this one direction will be the negative x-axis. So the photon is propagating along positive x-axis, so the momentum will also be along plus x-axis. And before the interaction, what else do we have? We have a free electron which is at rest. So initial momentum of this electron will be equal to 0 as it is at rest, so its momentum will also be equal to 0. Now after the interaction, we have a scattered photon and the recoiling electron. So the electron also has some kinetic energy. It takes up some kinetic energy after the interaction. So it will also have certain momentum. Now the momentum of the photon is represented by p prime vector. So the momentum of the scattered photon is represented by p prime vector, and it is given by h nu prime divided by c, where nu prime is the frequency of the scattered photon. As we have said earlier, that when this photon undergoes Compton scattering with the free electron, the photon loses some of its energy, and the scattered photon has energy less than that of the incident photon. So the frequency of the scattered photon means this nu prime will be less than the frequency of the incident photon. So the frequency of the scattered photon is nu prime, and the momentum of the photon, the final photon, the scattered photon, its momentum will be along this direction along which the photon is propagating. So now the momentum of this scattered photon can be divided into two components. One is the horizontal component and another one will be the vertical component. So what will be the horizontal component of the momentum? In the case of scattered photon, it will be equal to p prime cos of theta. And what will be the vertical component? It will be p prime sin theta. So the momentum of the scattered photon will have two components. One is p prime cos theta, means h nu prime by c cos of theta, and this is along positive x-axis. And another one is h nu prime by c into sine of theta, and that is along plus y-axis. And similarly, we can divide the momentum of the recoiling electron into two components. One will be pe cos phi and another one will be pe sin phi. So the momentum of the electron is represented by pe vector. So it is represented by pe vector, and this pe vector will have two components. One will be pe cos of phi, and that is along positive x-axis, and another one is pe sin phi, and that is along negative y-axis. So that will be along this direction. So here the initial momentum of the photon is h nu by c. So this is the initial momentum before the interaction, as momentum of the electron is 0 before the interaction. And after the interaction we have 4 components. 2 are those for the case of scattered photon and 2 components are for the case of recoiling electron. So for the case of scattered photon, what are the components? One is along plus x-axis, and that is h nu prime by c cos of theta, and another one is h nu prime by c sin of theta along plus y-axis. So along plus y-axis we have h nu prime by c sin of theta. Similarly, for the case of electron, the momentum has 2 components, Pe cos phi and another one is Pe sin phi. So along plus x-axis we have Pe cos phi. So we have Pe cos phi along plus axis, and along negative y-axis we have Pe sin phi. So the next thing that we are going to do is to equate the respective components. Means we are going to make the initial horizontal component equal to the final horizontal component, and also the initial vertical component should be equal to the final vertical component of the momentum, and this comes from the law of conservation of momentum. So initial momentum must be equal to final momentum. That is what the law of conservation of momentum states. But here we are going to use the concept that the initial horizontal component must be equal to the final horizontal component of the momentum, and initial vertical component must be equal to the final vertical component of the momentum. So that is the same thing which is stated by the law of conservation of momentum. Now firstly we are going to equate the horizontal component. So initial horizontal component is h nu by c. So the horizontal component before the interaction is h nu by c, and this must be equal to the horizontal component of the momentum after the interaction. And after the interaction we have 2 horizontal components. One is Pe cos phi and another is h nu prime by c cos of theta. So the initial horizontal component is equal to the final horizontal component of the momentum, and that is this term plus this term. And from here we are going to take Pe cos phi on one side. So this will be h nu by c minus h nu prime by c cos of theta. So this is our first equation. And now we are going to equate the vertical components. So as we know that initially before the interaction there is no vertical component. The photon is propagating along plus x-axis. So it has only the horizontal component, and the momentum of the electron before the interaction is 0. So there is no vertical component in the case of electron also. So before the interaction there is no vertical component. So the initial vertical component of the momentum is equal to 0, and that must be equal to the final vertical component of the momentum. And after the interaction we have 2 vertical components. One is h nu prime by c sin theta and another is Pe sin phi. So initial vertical component is 0, and that must be equal to the final vertical component. So final vertical component is h nu prime by c sin theta and we have Pe sin phi, but here this Pe sin phi is along negative y-axis, therefore we have to use negative sign over here. So minus Pe sin phi. So those components which are parallel like this one, so this component is along the same direction, so we have added them over here. But the vertical component h nu prime by c sin theta and Pe sin phi, they are pointing in the opposite directions, therefore we must use a negative sign over here. So now we are going to take this Pe sin phi on one side. So this will be equal to h nu prime by c sin of theta. So let's call this equation as second. Now we are going to divide the second equation by the first equation. So divide second equation by the first equation. So what we will get? So the second equation was PE sine phi is equal to h nu prime by c sine of theta. And first equation was PE cos phi is equal to h nu by c minus h nu prime by c cos of theta. So now we are going to divide this second equation by the first equation. So over here this PE and this PE will cancel, and sin phi divided by cos phi will be equal to tan phi. And over here this h will cancel in all the terms, and this c will also cancel in all these terms. So you will be left with nu prime sine of theta divided by nu minus nu prime cos of theta. Now let's take this nu prime common in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So that will be nu prime sine of theta. So we are going to take nu prime common in both numerator and the denominator. So you will take nu prime common in the denominator and you will be left with nu by nu prime minus of cos of theta. So this nu prime will cancel with this one, and you will have tan of phi is equal to sine of theta divided by nu prime minus cos of theta. So now we are going to find out the relation of phi with theta. But over here in this relation we have nu by nu prime, and this ratio is also dependent upon theta. So we are going to find out the relation of nu by nu prime in terms of theta, and then we will substitute that expression over here, and then you will get the final expression of theta of phi in terms of theta. So first of all we are going to find nu divided by nu prime, and for that we have to use the relation of Compton shift which we got in the previous lecture. So we got delta lambda is equal to h by mec into 1 minus cos of theta. So delta lambda can be written as lambda prime minus lambda. So lambda prime is the wavelength of the scattered photon and lambda is the wavelength of the incident photon. So lambda prime will be greater than lambda. Therefore we have written it as lambda prime minus lambda. So this will be equal to h by mec into 1 minus cos of theta. And over here let's take lambda common, or you can say divide this whole equation by lambda. So when you will divide whole equation by lambda, so first term that you will get over here is lambda prime by lambda minus lambda by lambda will be equal to 1, and that will be equal to h by mec into lambda, and 1 minus cos of theta will remain as it is. So we have divided the whole equation by lambda. Now over here this lambda prime by lambda, what is this expression equal to? As we know that lambda is given by c by nu. So lambda is given by c by nu. So what will be lambda prime? It will be equal to c by nu prime. Now what will be lambda prime by lambda? So from here when you will find lambda prime by lambda, you will get it to be equal to nu by nu prime. So lambda prime by lambda will be equal to nu by nu prime minus 1 is equal to h by mec into lambda times 1 minus cos of theta. And from here you will get nu by nu prime, because what do we want? We want nu by nu prime. So nu by nu prime from this equation will be equal to h by mec times lambda 1 minus cos of theta plus 1. So we'll take this minus 1 on the right hand side, and that will be plus 1. So now we are going to put this expression of nu by nu prime in this equation. So tan of phi will be equal to sine of theta divide by nu prime. What is nu by nu prime? It is equal to h by mec into lambda into 1 minus cos of theta plus 1. So plus 1 minus cos of theta as it is. So over here you can club these two terms, 1 minus cos theta, and you can see that we have 1 minus cos theta common in both these terms. So you can take this outside. So sine of theta as it is, divide by 1 minus cos of theta into, you will get h by mec times lambda plus 1. And now over here we are going to use the expression of 1 minus cos theta is equal to, now this 1 minus cos theta is nothing but equal to 2 sine square theta divided by 2. So we are going to use this identity. 1 minus cos theta is equal to twice of sine square theta divided by 2, and also we are going to use an identity for sine of theta. Now as we know that sine 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cos theta. So what will be sine of theta? So sine of theta can be written in the same form. So sine of theta can be written as 2 sine of theta by 2 into cos of theta by 2. And we are doing this thing over here because we have written 1 minus cos theta in terms of sine square theta by 2. So we have the expression in terms of theta by 2. So we have divided this sine theta in terms of sine theta by 2 and cos theta by 2. So we are going to use the expression for sine theta, and that is 2 sine theta by 2 into cos theta by 2 divide by 1 minus cos theta is nothing but 2 sine square theta by 2 and times h by mec into lambda plus 1 as it is. So this will cancel with this one and this will cancel with this one. So you will have cos theta by 2 by sine theta by 2, and that is nothing but cot theta by 2. So you have cot of theta by 2 divide by h by mec lambda plus 1. And over here this is c by lambda. So what is this lambda can be written as we have said that lambda is nothing but c by nu. So we can write this expression in terms of nu. So we will replace this lambda by c by nu. So what you will have, so tan of phi is equal to cot of theta by 2 divide by h by mec, and in terms of lambda, instead of lambda we are going to write c by nu. So when you will write c divide by nu, that will be nothing but equal to h nu by mec square plus 1 as it is. So this is the final expression we have got of phi in terms of theta, and nu over here is the frequency of the incident photon. In this next subtopic under Compton scattering, we are going to find the expression of the kinetic energy of recoil electron. As we have said that when Compton scattering occurs with the free electron gains kinetic energy. So now we are going to find the expression of that kinetic energy which is gained by the electron. So first of all, we are going to see the law of conservation of energy in the Compton scattering interaction. So in the case of Compton scattering, what do we have? We have a photon, incident photon. It falls on an electron. It is incident on a free electron. So the photon gets scattered and the electron has some energy. So let's say energy of the electron after the interaction is E. So this is the total energy. So this energy is composed of kinetic energy of electron as well as its rest mass energy. So before the interaction, the electron had only the rest mass energy, and that is equal to mec square. So me is the rest mass of the electron. So before the interaction, electron had only the rest mass energy, but after the interaction, after the collision, the electron has the rest mass energy. So this energy is there, plus it has kinetic energy, and summation of both the energies is given by E. And energy of the scattered photon is denoted by E prime. Initial energy of the photon, that is the incident photon, is represented by E, and initial energy of the electron is represented by E0, and that is nothing but rest mass energy. So according to the law of conservation of energy, we can write the equation as energy of the incident photon plus the initial energy of the electron is equal to the energy after the interaction, and that is E prime plus EE. And from here, this total energy of the electron after the Compton scattering, the total energy of the electron, as we have said, it is composed of two energies. One is the kinetic energy and another one is the rest mass energy, and that is MEC square. So if you subtract MEC square from the total energy after the interaction, that will give you just the kinetic energy. So if you will subtract the rest mass energy from the total energy of the electron after the interaction, that will give you the kinetic energy of the electron. And here we are going to find the kinetic energy of the recoil electron. So from this equation, we are going to take EE minus EO on one side. So EE minus EO we are going to take on one side, and that will be equal to E minus E prime. And what is EO? EO is the rest mass energy. So this is the initial energy of the electron, and that is MEC square. So this is EE minus MEC square, that is equal to E minus E prime. And as I have said that the final energy of the electron is kinetic energy plus its rest mass energy. So EE minus the rest mass energy will be nothing but the kinetic energy. So EE minus the rest mass energy will be nothing but the kinetic energy of the recoil electron, and that will be equal to E minus E prime. Now what is E? This is the energy of the incident photon, and that is nothing but h nu, and E prime is the energy of the scattered photon, and that is h nu prime. So over here, to find the expression of kinetic energy of recoil electron, we are going to take h nu common from here, and that will be equal to h nu times 1 minus h nu prime by h nu. So that will be just equal to 1 minus nu prime by nu. So this is how we find the kinetic energy of the recoil electron. But over here we have the expression of nu prime by nu. So if in a numerical you are given with nu prime and you know the value of nu, in that case you can directly use this formula to find the kinetic energy of the recoil electron. But in most of the numericals, you are not given with the frequency of the scattered photon, but you are given with the angle theta. So how do we find kinetic energy in that case? So for that you have to find nu prime by nu in terms of theta. So we are going to find nu prime by nu in terms of theta. So what is delta lambda? As we have seen, delta lambda is equal to h by MEC into 1 minus cos of theta, and delta lambda is lambda prime minus lambda is equal to h by MEC into 1 minus cos of theta. And from here we are going to divide this whole equation by lambda as we have done in the previous article. So that will be lambda prime by lambda minus 1 is equal to h by MEC into lambda into 1 minus cos of theta. And from here this lambda prime by lambda is nothing but nu by nu prime. So that will be equal to h by MEC into lambda into 1 minus cos of theta. So nu by nu prime will be equal to h by mec times lambda into 1 minus cos of theta plus 1. And what do we want in this expression? We want nu prime by nu. So nu prime by nu will be equal to 1 divided by. So here this expression is for nu by nu prime, but what do we want? We want nu prime by nu. We want nu prime by nu to substitute in this expression. So nu prime by nu will be equal to 1 divided by 1 plus, so 1 plus h by me. Over here we have lambda, so lambda can be written as c by nu. So lambda can be written as c by nu, so this will be h nu by mec square into 1 minus cos of theta. So we are going to substitute this over here. So kinetic energy of the recoil electron will be h nu times 1 minus nu prime by nu is 1 divided by 1 plus h nu by mec square into 1 minus cos of theta. So when you will solve it, you will get, so taking the LCM, you will have 1 plus h nu by mec square into 1 minus cos of theta minus 1 over 1 plus h nu by mec square into 1 minus cos of theta. So this one will cancel with this one and you will have, so you will substitute over here. So you can see you have h nu by mec square over here and you have h nu by mec square over here. So you can substitute this as alpha. So h nu by mec square can be substituted as another variable which is alpha, let's say. So that will be h nu as it is. So kinetic energy of the recoil electron will be h nu as it is times, so over here you have alpha times 1 minus cos theta, alpha times 1 minus cos of theta divided by 1 plus alpha times 1 minus cos of theta. So this is the expression of, final expression of kinetic energy of the recoil electron in terms of the angle of scattering of the photon. So the scattered photon makes an angle of theta with the horizontal axis. So we have found the kinetic energy of the recoil electron in terms of angle of scattering of the photon. So similarly you can find the expression of kinetic energy in terms of phi also. So as we have done in the previous article, the relation of phi and theta. So we have found the relation of phi in terms of theta. So from there you can use various identities and you can find the kinetic energy of recoil electron in terms of phi. So here kinetic energy is in terms of theta. So using the previous relation we have got in the previous article, you can find the kinetic energy of the recoil electron in terms of phi.